Factsverse presents more than 10 amazing animals that humans hunted into extinction. Number 1. The Western African Black Rhinoceros. The Western African black rhinoceros has been poached by humans for years who've wanted the rhino's horn. Over the years, people have hunted this rhino, and in 2011 it was declared extinct. This rhino was found in Cameroon in West Africa. An extensive survey was done in 2006 to determine how many rhinos remained. Sadly, none were found. This has led experts to believe that the species is extinct. Thanks to the greediness of humans, this amazing animal no longer is with us. Very sad. Number 2. The Paianian Ibex. The Paianian ibex is a subspecies of the Iberian wild goat. This goat was found in France, Spain, and a few other spots around the world. Over the years, thanks to hunters in this area, the population was severely thinned out. In 2000, it was found that the species was extinct. In 2009, scientists who were upset about the animal going extinct tried to clone a female. They used the DNA from well-preserved skin samples taken from a Paianian ibex. Sadly, shortly after the cloned goat was born, it died due to lung defects. Chances are scientists will not try to clone another. Therefore, this is an extinct animal who will never be seen again. All that is left of this species are photographs. Number 3. Passenger Pigeon. Centuries ago, the passenger pigeon made up 25 to 40% of the entire bird population. It is estimated that between 3 and 5 billion birds lived in the United States when the Europeans arrived. When the settlers arrived, the birds lived in the forests of North America. When the settlers started clearing out the forests to turn it into farmland, they took away the passenger pigeons' home and their food. When the crops were planted, large flocks would try to eat the crops. This resulted in serious damage to the crops. To protect their fields, farmers would shoot these birds. Not only did this protect the crops, but the birds were also a source of meat for the farmers and their families. In the 19th century, trapping and hunting these birds seriously diminished the population. The last passenger pigeon in existence was named Martha. She died at the Cincinnati Zoo in 1914 when she was 29 years old. All that remains of this animal today are photographs to prove that at one point the passenger pigeon did exist. Number 4. Quagga. Of the more than 10 amazing animals that humans hunted into extinction, this is one of the most beautiful. The quagga looked similar to the common plains zebra that is native to South Africa. This animal was known for its very unique stripes. Because this animal had such unique stripes, hunters would often kill it for the hide. Also, ranchers believed that their livestock had to compete with the quagga for grazing areas, so they would shoot and kill these animals. It wasn't long before the population was down to just one. The last known quagga died in 1883 in the Amsterdam Zoo. Considering how amazing this animal is, it's very sad that we will never be able to see one again. Number 5. Caribbean Monk Seal. When the European explorers started arriving in the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea in the 15th century, they started hunting the Caribbean monk seal. They wanted this amazing animal for its fur, meat, and oil. Over time, this animal became the most hunted animal by whalers and fishermen. After overhunting this animal in the wild for so long, humans left the Caribbean monk seal population unsustainable. The last time anyone saw one of these seals was in the early 1950s. In 2008, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's National Marine Fisheries Service performed a 5-year review looking for these seals. Sadly, they were not able to find even one in the 5 years they looked. The seal was officially labeled extinct, caused by humans. Number 6. Sea mink. The sea mink was an amazing animal. It once lived along the coasts of Maine and New Brunswick. This animal had soft, sleek, shiny fur which made it a target for hunters. They would hunt the animals, take their fur and their hide, and eat the meat. Unfortunately, too many humans were hunting this animal to the point the animal became extinct. By the second half of the 19th century, there were no more sea minks in existence. Considering how gorgeous these animals were, it's very sad that we will never have the opportunity to see these animals again. They exist now only in drawings. Number 7. The Tasmanian Tiger. The Tasmanian tiger got its name due to its extremely unique stripes. According to the Smithsonian Institute, they were the largest carnivorous marsupial that ever existed. These amazing creatures once lived throughout the entire continent of Australia. When the Europeans began to settle there, the habitat was reduced to the island of Tasmania. According to the National Museum of Australia, this animal was known to kill farmers' livestock. Because of this, they would trap and kill these animals. When Tasmania suffered from poor financial returns and high stock losses, they needed to blame someone. Therefore, they blamed the Tasmanian tiger. When scientists and researchers started to see that there weren't many Tasmanian tigers left, the species became protected in 1936. Sadly, that same year, the last one died. There have been sightings of Tasmanian tigers occasionally, however, none of them have ever been confirmed. Today, the animal is considered to be extinct. Number 8. The Tacopa pupfish. The Tacopa pupfish was once native to the Mojave Desert in California. The reason that this fish was able to live there was that it was one of the only species of fish that can live in extremely warm waters. The water in this area could reach 108 degrees Fahrenheit, and the fish could easily survive. When humans began developing the Tacopa hot springs in the mid-20th century, they channeled two springs together. This resulted in an unsuitable and unstable habitat for the small fish. In 1970, the Tacopa pupfish was considered to be extinct. By the mid-70s, the fish had never been seen again. Since the Tacopa pupfish became extinct, there has yet to be a fish who is able to live in waters that are this hot. Had humans never decided to develop the Tacopa pupfish's home, it would likely still be in existence today. Number 9. The Javan tiger. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, this amazing animal became extinct in the mid-70s. It's believed that this animal became extinct due to excessive hunting and the loss of their forest habitat as humans began to develop the area. The last Javan tiger was seen in 1976. According to the head of East Java's Meru Baturul National Park, there is a chance that the Javan tiger does still exist. In 2011, camera traps were set up to trap the tigers but not hurt them. These traps are being set so that it can be confirmed that the Javan tiger does still exist. Sadly, none of the traps have been sprung. The longer the traps go untouched, the less chance that this tiger still exists. Number 10. Great Auk. The great auk is a flightless bird that lived on the rocky islands all around the North Atlantic. These birds were most commonly found in Scandinavia, the British Isles, Canada, Iceland, and Greenland. According to the British Natural History Museum, these birds were killed by humans in massive numbers until the late 18th century. When hunting began to decline, there weren't many of the birds left. Because this bird was so rare, they became a prized trophy for collectors. In the mid-1850s, the bird was considered to be extinct. The closest we will ever get to see a great auk today is a stuffed juvenile great auk that is located at the Discovery Museum located in Newcastle. Had humans stopped hunting these birds sooner, they might not be extinct today. Number 11. The Bubal hartebeest. The Bubal hartebeest is also known as the Bubal antelope, and it lived in North Africa. Sadly, these animals were hunted to the point of extinction. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, this animal became extinct between 1945 and 1954. There are some people who have claimed to have seen this animal in North Africa. However, researchers believe that they were just sightings of a typical antelope. It has yet to be proven that this animal is not extinct. Bonus animal, the giant moa. The scientific name for this flightless bird is Dinornis giganteus. It slightly resembles an ostrich, and it was native to New Zealand. This bird was hunted by humans to the point where there was barely any left. When the bird became rare, it was hunted even more. Now it wasn't hunted for meat or because it was a threat. This bird became hunted because it was so rare. If a hunter were able to kill one of these birds, it would prove that they were the best. This is why so many of these birds were killed in such a short period of time. Today, the only evidence that we have of the giant moa is the skeleton of this animal that is currently on exhibit at the National Museum of Natural History, Smithsonian Institution, Washington, D.C. The remains of the bird have been on display since the early 20th century. Subscribe for more.